She's a mother of 4 children from India, here in the UK as a domestic worker who was hoping to support her family back home. But she had her passport taken away and was treated like a slave. One of her tormentors was this man, 54-year-old Enkata Balapovi. He worked here as a butcher in St John's Wood and above lived in a 1-bed flat with his partner and the victim, whom he repeatedly raped and taunted that if she didn't comply with his demands, she wouldn't get her passport back. Balapovi forced her to sleep on the kitchen floor by the cooker. Today he was jailed for 11 years. One of his former colleagues was surprised by the news.
But he's a nice person, I didn't see anything.
And many people knew him here?
Yeah, all the areas people know he's a good person.
Another employer was Shashi Obrai, a wealthy optician who owns a high-profile shop on the Strand. She lives in this multi-million-pound house on a private estate in Northwood in Middlesex, and it was here that some of the worst abuse took place. She burnt the victim with an iron, threatened her with needles, even dragged her by the hair down the stairs.
Mrs. Obrai had this victim in her house as a slave to do work 16, 20 hours a day. When the victim objected, she was beaten with a rolling pin. She had boiling water thrown over her.
She managed to escape and seek help from Hertfordshire police, but was soon returned to Obrai, who later threatened to kill her with this knife. Hertfordshire police, which is now facing legal action, would not comment.
This was an incredibly vulnerable person who, in very difficult circumstances, managed to find her way to a police station and make the complaint. And our concern is that it wasn't taken seriously, it wasn't properly investigated. But then, most importantly, the police did eventually take her back to the very person who had been abusing her.
Obrai has received a suspended sentence and ordered to carry out community work. Another woman, Shamina Youssef, who employed the victim for 2.5 years, was also given 40 hours of community work for assault. The Met Police have been praised for their investigation into all 3 employers, who targeted the victim because she was uneducated, didn't speak English, and was vulnerable. Guy Smith, BBC News.